Hi, this is Tutor Nick P, and this is lesson 465. Title of today's lesson is the difference between splurge, indulge, and squander. This is one recently where students have had a difficulty sometimes seeing the difference between these words. They all have to do with spending a lot of money. But there is a little bit of crossover, but there's some clear differences between these as well. Anyway, if somebody wants a screenshot of the board, do it now. Okay, let's get right to it. If someone splurges or splurges on something, he or she spends a lot more money than usual, or eats a lot more of something than usual. Even though splurge seems similar to indulge, we tend to use it in a way that is usually an exception. Like, we don't do this all the time. There tends to be a good reason right now why you think it's okay to spend more money. But regularly, you don't do this. So it's an exception or just for short-lived behavior. So you may do it for just a one-off this time, or you may do it for a couple of days, but usually that's it. On everyday basis, you usually won't splurge, but you make an exception for a holiday, maybe, because it's a holiday, maybe you'll spend more money. Someone's birthday, a whim, or treating oneself, etc. Where if you did splurge every day, then splurge would probably start to turn more into like squander. Splurge, you stop. You just do it for this short-lived time, and you just feel that, it's okay for this little short period or for these few exceptions. Then soon after, you may return to your more conservative behavior. Okay, let's continue. All right, so we have a few examples here. Now, how you might hear splurge. I decided to splurge because it was such a good sale. So this could be a good reason why you might splurge. Normally you don't do it, but maybe the sale was too tempting. Even though this item probably costs more money than you would usually spend on something, but it was just such a good sale you couldn't turn it up. So, you just made an exception for now. Number two, it was his birthday, so I splurged on, a gift for him, or maybe an expensive gift for him, more expensive than usual. So again, you had a good reason for doing it, why you would spend this more money than usual. Okay, when I visited that country, everything was so cheap, I splurged on souvenirs. So this may be just on your vacation. Maybe you went someplace where your dollar or your currency went further, and you said, well, hey, I'm here. It's a limited time. I should get this, while I'm here. So again, you had a good reason for doing it, and it's usually more limited, just for vacation. When you go back home, you'll go back to your normal spending habits or maybe even eating habits. When I was in that dessert shop, I splurged on Haagen-Dazs. We always know the Haagen-Dazs is usually like the most expensive ice cream. So maybe this time, I don't know, you say, well, let me treat myself. I really like this one. You won't do it every day, but maybe, for whatever reason you did it this day. All right, let's continue. All right, now the next one we're looking at is indulge. If one indulges on something, he or she allows oneself. That's the idea, that you allow yourself to have something one enjoys, often something you should not have or enjoy to excess. So when you enjoy it, you really enjoy it to a far degree. Like, whoa, you let yourself have it until you're completely satisfied. It satisfies desires. That's the idea of indulge. You have these desires and you're satisfying these desires, so you're really letting yourself go at this time. Okay, good. Sometimes it is often used about allowing yourself to do something that others may disapprove of. They may think that's not really good behavior, but still you have this desire to do this, so you're indulging yourself. All right, so let's look at the first one here. First example. At the buffet, I indulge myself on the dessert bar. So maybe you really pigged out. Maybe you had every single dessert that was there, or several of every dessert. So you really indulge. You enjoyed it, and now, it's all you can eat for the same price. So you really allowed yourself to eat to excess. You went much further than usual, so you indulged yourself. You allowed all those desires to be satisfied. Well, let's look at the next one. Jessica complains that her husband indulges himself on porn websites. Yes, so this is one where it would probably be a behavior that you disapprove of. We do hear about this, unfortunately. Some women say that their husband might be addicted to porn or pornography on the internet. They probably wouldn't like that. But, maybe he still does it. Maybe he can't help himself. He allows himself to indulge in this behavior that, most people might think is maybe not too good. All right, let's continue. If one squanders something, we got one more for indulge. She allows herself to indulge in hours of gossip with neighbors. Maybe she just likes to gossip. She likes to gossip a lot. And, she just allows herself to do this. Maybe she gets some kick or enjoyment out of it. So she allows herself to go to excess on this. Okay, now we get up to squander. If one squanders something, he or she usually wastes or uses foolishly one's time, money, or opportunities. All right, so we got several things here. One, squander always has the feeling of waste or, using foolishly. Like you didn't use it well, you didn't make the most of it. And we especially use it on the three things that are mentioned. We might use it on time. You might squander away your time. Definitely money. Or opportunity. And when it's money, it doesn't sound like splurge, like it's a one-off thing. It sounds like you're more of a regular habit of doing this, and the money is just, going away or is being wasted a lot. It's not like just a single time. It would be many, many times, or a bad habit. So squander is more like a really bad habit that you keep doing. All right, let's take a look at what we have here. Okay, so here, this is probably a parent saying this. You had the whole long vacation to do your homework, and you squandered away your time playing video games. So here you're squandering your time. So from the parents' point of view, they think that the child squandered away their time. They were supposed to do something more constructive, or at least get the homework done before they returned to school. All right, let's look at the next one. In the TV show Sex and the City, we found out in one episode that Carrie, the main character, the main girl character, Carrie, had squandered around $50,000 on designer shoes. Yeah, this is at one point where she was thinking about getting a house, and she's wondering, she says, hey, I make such great money. How come I never saved anything? Until, one of her lawyer friend pointed out, well, you only have about 300 or 400 pairs of shoes in the closet. And she didn't buy the cheap shoes. She didn't buy the $5 shoes or $10 shoes. She bought shoes that were $300, $400, $500 a piece. So she really and that's another thing about squander. It feels like you're spending money on things that's not really completely necessary. So she kind of squandered away, a lot of money that she could have saved and, had bought a house with, but she kind of really just spent it, on those shoes. Mm-hmm. All right, and here's the last one. That's a once-in-a-lifetime chance. Don't squander that opportunity. If we do use it with opportunity sometime, we say squander. Like, you got a really good opportunity that comes around, and, you foolishly don't take it or don't accept it. So, especially if it's one that may not come around again. That's why we say like a once-in-a-lifetime one. You squandered it. It was there for the taking, and you let it go. You squandered it. You didn't use it well. Okay, anyway, I hope you got it. I hope you got a better feel of how to use this. It is true, they're all about usually either spending more money. Some are related to time, some are related to food, but I think I kind of clarified when you might use one more than the other. Hope you got a better feel. Thank you for your time. Hope it was very informative. Bye-bye.